The Howum is a spectacular combination of 4 trails merged into one. Meandering through the heartlands of Wales, the route takes in the Sarn, GLYNDWR's Way, 7-Way, and Wye Valley Walk in what must be one of the most spectacular areas of Wales. Starting in the heritage town of Llanidloes, runners jump immediately onto the GLYWNDWR's Way, heading up and away through the Penwire Altwood, before scooting around the side of St Idlows Golf Club and dropping down and around Garth Hill, with stunning views of what lays ahead for you and the Clywedog Reservoir. After a short stint on the road, you cross farmland and begin to descend down into the awesome ruins of Brintail Lead. Mine. Be sure to look up when you reach the bottom. The views are incredible as you stare up at the Clywedog Reservoir. Don't worry, you'll be up above it very soon. Cross the wooden bridge and next up comes one of the steepest climbs of the Howum. You stay on the road whilst you climb and climb again up above the reservoir, and the views are well worth the effort. One of the best views in Wales. Don't waste too much time though. Checkpoint 1 is just around the corner of the lake. Located 6.5 miles into the event. This is the perfect place to stop for a brief rest whilst overlooking the magnificent Llyn Clywedog Dam. This checkpoint also happens to be situated opposite the wonderful Cafe Clywedog. If you're a coffee snob or a lover of cake, this is the place for you. Stock up on supplies as the next section of the route is a little bumpy. You'd be forgiven for thinking you were going for a swim as you run along the edge of the reservoir. You are that close to the water's edge. After passing Clywedog Sailing Club, the trail now tends to move away from the water's edge, although you will still see the reservoir dancing in the distance. As mentioned previously, this is a bumpy section and don't be afraid to walk some of the uphill. Please be sure to keep an eye on the trail signage. You are still following the GLYNDWR's way, but that is going to change in a few miles' time. You will soon pop out into a big field, with what feels like the whole of Wales right in front on you. Don't worry, just aim for the road a few miles ahead. It's all downhill, so have some fun. Stepping onto this quiet country lane, you are fast approaching the final few signs of the GLYWNDWR's Way in what is quite possibly the most confusing road sign in the UK. Turn left and Llanidloes is 6 miles away. Turn right and Llanidloes is 6 miles away. Don't worry, you haven't lost the plot just yet. It's just one of those things. Turn RIGH Thor, not left. After a brief spin along the road and just after the bridge, you will see lots of Pegasus arrows taking you up a turning. Follow it all the way. You are now off the GLYNDWR's Way and helping us forge a new trail through the forestry and woodland. Following the forestry dirt road, you head upwards through Howum Forest and to the source of the Severn. At mile 16. The base of the source of the Severn is the location for checkpoint 2 with access to your drop bag if you need it. This checkpoint is extremely remote at the highest point of the entire event. On a beautiful day you can see for miles and miles. On a bad day you won't want to hang around too long because the weather can really close in. Basically, if you have a drop bag, use it and get the heck out of there. Your chances of finishing the Howum have now drastically improved. It's time for all that downhill and a nice change for the legs. Make the most of gravity and pick up the pace as you descend into the heart of Howum Forest and the Boardwalk Empire. You will feel a spring in your step as you bounce along the boardwalks of one of Wales' most iconic forests. Yes, your speed would have increased over the last few miles, but please keep a close eye on the signage. You intersect the 7-Way and Wye Valley Walk over the next few miles. Before you know it, checkpoint 3 on the other side of Howum Forest will be welcoming you in with open arms at mile 22.
With the majority of the event behind you now, the legs will be feeling it, but you are now onto the home stretch. This is where the training comes in and pays off. Keep moving forwards and along the 7-Way, Wye Valley Walk, and keep looking out for a lot of Pegasus signage. taking you left up a side trail. This is the final ascent of the Howum, and after this it is all downhill. Heading along the old country road, you can see down into the town of Llanidloes, Clywedog Reservoir, and the majority of the route you have just run. It is an impressive sight. After a mile or two you will reach the summit of Cefn Penarth. Be sure to turn left. There will be a lot of Pegasus signage to show you the way from here on out. Let the legs relax as you gently descend down into the town of Llanidloes on the Sarn, a grassy trail dipping in and out of the local forestry. That is the last of the trails, as you now run down Llanidloes High Street and back to where the adventure began.